Welcome back to the Cooking with Ruf channel on YouTube. We are excited to have you in the house today. I want to say too, you might see a little bit of sweat on Cooking with Ruf's face. Cooking with Ruf is trying to get back in shape, y'all. I signed up for a 5K in early May. And so I started running again, did some intervals yesterday, and apparently that triggered eternal sweating. So we'll see if we can't manage that during the show today. But if you see a little bit of moisture on my face, at least you know why. All right, so we are venturing into the realm of breakfast this morning. And I'm going to show you how to make a restaurant quality omelet for breakfast that will change your life. And the beauty of an omelet is you can make it however you want to, and you can put whatever you want to in it. We'll show you how to get it all done today on Cooking with Ruf. All right, folks, we are back in the home kitchen studio of the Cooking with Ruf channel on YouTube. And I know you've seen the thumbnail and you're probably wondering, what does LESJ stand for? And that's going to trigger a Cooking with Ruf story time. So I mentioned in my welcome video that I'm from Hartsville, South Carolina. All of the little towns down south have an annual festival. Hartsville, where I'm from, their festival is called Hartscapades. There's a neighboring town called Lamar, South Carolina, and their annual festival is the Egg Scramble Jamboree. So Peg took my brother, my sister, and I to the Egg Scramble Jamboree. It's, vendors, parades, food, the whole nine, just a celebration of the city, where we went into one booth and the lady showed me and my brother and sister how to make omelets. And I'm going to show you that very technique today on the Cooking with Ruf show. So LESJ stands for Lamar Egg Scramble Jamboree. Hey, if you are getting anything out of the Cooking with Ruf YouTube channel, please like my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and please hit that notification bell. And when you do that, you will be first to know when Cooking with Ruf, that's me, puts new content out on YouTube. All right, folks, so we get ready to get started in here on our LESJ omelet, the Lamar Egg Scramble Jamboree. So I have a cast iron skillet here. And in my opinion, cast iron skillet is the only way to go when you're making an omelet. So I've tried, stainless steel pots, I've tried non-stick. Man, cast iron skillet, something about that just gives you like a different flavor. So to get best results, use a cast iron skillet. While we're waiting for that pan to heat up, I'm holding in my hands a very unique and significant object to me. This is a spatula. To anyone, it looks like, somebody in shop class learned how to do a little bit of welding and they put a couple of crude pieces of metal together. But this spatula was actually given to me by the legendary Peg when I was a kid, probably shortly around the time, that we went to the Egg Scramble Jamboree. And she said, this is yours. We'll keep it in the kitchen, but when you come in the kitchen and you're cooking something, this is your spatula. So I still have my spatula. I still hold it near and dear to me, and we're gonna use it today to make the omelet for you. When you are starting this omelet, the first thing you wanna do, we talked about heating up the skillet, and then you want a good butter. So I use a butter made from grass-fed cows in New Zealand, which leads me to a point. I think at this stage in my life, I've become somewhat of a butter snob, which could be this week's Cooking with Ruf word of the week, butter snob. That's someone who has tasted of the upper echelon butter who can no longer return to the standard grocery store 4-stick variety. Butter snob. So you take that good butter and you put it in the skillet. Oh yeah, do you see that bubbling? Oh yeah, that meltation that's occurring. Look at that. We're almost a little bit too hot, but let's go ahead and spread that around. Get that spread around. Okay. Then we want to come in with our scrambled eggs, and all I put in my eggs were salt, paprika, and black pepper. This is too hot, by the way. So you want to turn it down a little bit. Maybe don't let your pan heat up so much. But what you do is when you start to see the white forming around the edge, you pull that back and you let the liquid go into that open area. And you'll get to the point where you really don't have much liquid left. So because my pan is so hot, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually slide this off of the heat. And the first thing you'll want to put down is your cheese, if you want to use cheese. But the reason you do that is so that your cheese can melt from the heat on the pan. So I'll put my sharp cheddar cheese down. It's the cheese that I like to use. And then I'll come in and I will drop, I have an onion and cilantro mix here. We'll drop that in. And again, you can put, as much or as little as you want. The problem is, if you put too much stuff, you won't be able to close the omelet. Let's go ahead and add our meat in too so it can be near the heat as well. This is a carne asada steak that I made from sirloin. And what's better than steak and eggs? You're gonna have a steak and egg omelet. We'll add that in. And you notice I'm kind of sticking to one side, and I'll show you that. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll kind of direct you to why we did that here momentarily as well. Then I come back, I got some chopped up jalapenos to give it a little bit of heat. We'll add those in. And we can kind of intermittently go ahead and put it back over the heat now too. And then I have arugula, which arugula is a great leafy green, kind of a pungent flavor to it. I really like arugula, and I know it's good for you as well. And then I'll come in with my tomatoes. And so now we're kind of allowing the pan to heat back up a little bit more. We're just melting that cheese. And look at all those beautiful colors just coming together. Food art. We got the yellows, the reds, the greens, the browns. It's just white, it's just beautiful. So then what you want to do is once you feel like that egg has cooked significantly enough to maintain its shape, is you want to come around this back end. And you want to get up under that backside and flip that over. And now you're entering into the danger zone of omelet making. I went to the danger zone. We are in the danger zone, folks. The most critical and crucial part of this is dismounting this omelet from the pan. You could be on the verge of beauty or disaster. The question is, can Cooking with Ruf make this happen? This is a big moment in Cooking with Ruf history. I'm glad you all are here to see it with me. All right, so we get our plate out and we are about ready to plate this thing up. We'll come over here to the main island and we'll see if we can't dismount this omelet. It might be a little bit ugly, but we'll get there. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. I've seen people also that, put the plate right against the pan and flip it over. I guess that is a method that you could try as well. But thankfully, Cooking with Ruf was not made a liar. That guy can cook, y'all. So we'll dress this up a little bit. We'll come back and we will do our Cooking with Ruf taste test on this food. And we'll bring you all along for the journey here in just a few moments. All right, welcome back to the home kitchen studio of the Cooking with Ruf cooking show on YouTube. We are at the point where we are ready to taste test this LESJ omelet that we made. And just to dress it up a little bit, I added a piece of guacamole toast with it. So we are about to cut into this thing. Of course, you gotta have some hot sauce. So we're gonna drizzle it with some hot sauce. And look at that, and look at that. Yes, sir. And then we're gonna come in here and we're gonna give this thing a try. You saw all the beautiful colors. You wanna try to make sure you get all of the components in there. I got some arugula, I got some onions, tomatoes. I see some steak in there. Of course, I got the egg. Bruh, top-notch breakfast, LESJ style. Let me have a bite of this guacamole toast. And by the way, Cooking with Ruf made this guacamole himself. Wonderful compliment to the LESJ omelet. Listen folks, I hope you learned something. If you never made an omelet before in your life, now you have the key components of it. You can make this in your home anytime you wish. And we showed you how to get the LESJ omelet done today on Cooking with Ruf. We will see you next time.